Hello, happy Sunday, everybody. I am. Hey, everybody. Happy Oscar Sunday. Hello, everybody. Happy Oscar Sunday. If you're like me and you're a huge fan of the movies, you're probably going to watch the Oscars tonight. Most people do. For me, I like to make my predictions and whatnot. That's not what I'm here to talk about. Today, I'm here to talk about my new, exciting MP3 purchase. Roughly around 10 months ago or so, I went out to Walmart to take a look at buying myself a new iPod. I've had two iPods in the past. They got lost or stolen or whatever the case would be. So this is when I had just kind of first gone back out on my own again after being newly single, and I didn't have a lot of cash at the time. But I went to go check it out because I knew I wanted to go to the gym. And at that point, I had started a gym membership as well, and I was trying to go in the morning. It turned out that didn't work very well. So when I went to Walmart, I saw the usual iPod selection, the iPod Nanos, iPod Touch, iPod whatever's, iPod Shuffles. And I was like, okay, so there's a 2 gig iPod Shuffle there I can get for 59 or 50 bucks or whatever. And then I was waiting and waiting, nobody was coming, and then I saw kind of on the shelf next to it, they had other MP3 players. They were 2 gigabyte, just like the iPod Shuffles were. And I figured I just want music for when I go to the gym, so I'm going to grab one of those. And the best part about it was that they were 10 bucks. And it worked okay. What I ended up getting was this MP3 player right here. This is a Hip Street 2 gigabyte MP3 player. And, you know, is the person in this company, Hip Street, completely out of touch with what people want to say their brand is? Hey, George, what are you wearing there on your belt? That looks like an iPod to me. Why, no, Bob. It's a Hip Street. Needless to say, if this thing costs $10 on Walmart, Walmart probably purchases it for $5, which means it probably costs $2 to make. Which is why when I went to go use it when I signed up for my new gym membership a week and a half ago or whatever, to this gym here, all I could hear was the background music. So I changed out my headphones, like the background vocals and everything. Um, so I changed out my headphones and it still didn't work. And then I just realized this is just a piece of shit. So finally I decided to go out the other week, well, the other day, whatever, and buy myself brand spanking new actual iPod Shuffle. That's how we know it's a real Apple iPod Shuffle. I'm here to tell you the story of how I got this because I am, at this point, never going back to London drugs, and I'll tell you why. So I went out, and my first stop was Walmart because I needed to grab something else. That's the whole convenience of Walmart. You get your prescriptions or your condoms or your, you know, your ladies' underwear. I won't explain that one. It is for me, but it's not for what you think it is. I use them to masturbate to. Wah, wah. I went there, sold out. I got what I needed. I ran across the street to Best Buy. They were all sold out. So I said, hey, where does nobody go? I'm going to go to London Drugs. They must have one. I went. They did. Awesome. At this point, too, I was in kind of a hurry because I had left 45 minutes before we were supposed to meet my friend Wendy. And I figured that would be enough time to run around to some stores that were in my area before I headed down to her end of the city to visit her. And, you know, I spent, 10 minutes looking at Walmart. Hello? Internet? Turns out that yesterday, my mic shut off halfway through recording. And that sound you just heard was the result of the last 10 minutes of me talking. Of course, I edited it down, so I edited the first 10 minutes, and by the time I got to the last 10 minutes, I discovered that it was all screwed up, and by that point, I was way too tired to fix it, so I had to start again today, which means that today's Monday, and it's no longer Oscar Sunday, so yay artist, but anyway, that's not the point. Does anybody else feel like Tintin was robbed of being in the animation category? So moving on. I had spent like 10 minutes at Walmart. I spent like, I don't know, 15 minutes at Best Buy probably because I browsed. And then I got to London Drugs. And so by that point, we're looking at, it was like half hour's worth of time. And so I get into London Drugs. I get to the MP3 section, and huzzah! Because London Drugs sucks. They have some iPods. I walk around, kind of, to get the salesperson attention so that they come over and they're all like, hey, what, you want something? And they didn't. They sat there continually talking to another associate. How do I know they're another associate? The London Drugs name tags tended to give them away. I believe their names were Douche and Bag. So I'm sitting there waiting to get my iPod to shuffle, and Douche and Bag are talking to each other back and forth, completely ignoring me. So I'm like, hello, can I get an iPod? And they're like, hey buddy, wait a second, we're just talking. I'll be with you just in a quick second. Just like a quick stir. Alright, just like a quick sound of a second. I'll be right there. Okay, that's weird. So, waited a few minutes. Still nothing. Look over, and it's all... So I said to her, I was like, hey, nice cans. I want to get my hand on your melons because I'm a vegetarian. And those are some nice fruits. I can't believe you said that. You're crazy, bro. You're crazy. Dude, why can't I say that to women? They proceeded on for another 5 minutes without helping me, so I'm kind of walking around, peeking around aisles. I stay in the general epicenter of the area, and peeking around corners, trying to find somebody else, wave them down. Hey! Hello! Nothing. I'm waiting there, and I'm waiting there, and then all of a sudden I hear out of the... I see out of the corner of my eye, this tiny little girl just pulls up in a little wheelchair. Sweetest little thing you've ever seen. And she's squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. Excuse me, sir. Can I help you? Yes, you can. I would like that one, please. Okay. She pulls out her little keys out of her little wheelchair pocket, undoes the lock. Undoes. She undoes the lock. She's like, I'm like the little silver in the corner. And so she's like, okay, this one? And I'm like, yeah, that one. How many would you like? I was like, oh, that's sweet. No, just one, please. Okay. So she grabs it, throws all the stuff in her lap, and starts wheeling over to the counter. And then she can't reach the till, So she freaking climbs it. Climbs it like I've seen handicapped folk climb Mount Everest. Sounds like I'm being a little patriotic. Patronizing. So it sounds like I'm being a little bit patronizing. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. She climbs up there. She pulls out the little registration pad and starts writing all the serial numbers down and all that kind of stuff, in case I need to return it or buy extended warranty, whatever the case would be. Dead serious. 5 minutes this takes her. Okay? This is probably just writing out the paper. I don't really remember the exact amount of time. All I remember is that it was getting pretty late at this point. And then, just as she's finishing up the last thing, another guy walks over. And he's like, hey, where can I get some passport photos from your America? Oh, I do that. Just I'll be 1 second. And then, douche over there, which is masculinity, hears this, and as she's circling the last zero on the serial number, oh hey, sir, she can help you with that passport photo. I'll finish this guy up. And he comes over. Alright, sir, there you go, there's your purchase. You want an iTunes card? They're $10 off. You get $10, it's 10 free songs pretty much. It's really cool. It's $50, but you get it's $40, but it's a $50 iTunes card. You want it? No. Gives me the thing. I'm like, hey, thanks, whatever. Get the hell out of there, get to Wendy's. Now, this was literally the worst customer service experience I've ever had. And I've been to Best Buy. And I don't think Best Buy's experience is necessarily the worst, although they just generally ignore you. You're like, hey, $2,000 computer, please. And they're all like, hey, busy. I'm never going to go to London Drugs again. I recommend you don't either, because the douchebags at London Drugs like to take advantage of the handicapped at London Drugs. And I don't dig it. So there you go. That's my LiPod story. And dear God, if I ever end up in a wheelchair and I run into a douchebag like that, I'm going to get out of that wheelchair. I don't care if my legs are broken or my spinal cord is severed or I'm all Christopher Walken style. No! I don't want to get out of this chair. This chair. By sheer force, I am going to get out of that chair. No! Pick up said chair, knock the over the head with it, and force him to be in that wheelchair for the rest of his life. You know why? Because he takes his legs for granted. Have a good week. Have a good week! Wink!